Why Japanese toddlers don't throw a tantrum and yours does. Tip 1. The amygdala alarm. Imagine this, a dark, terrifying forest where the ground shifts under your feet, the trees move, and you never know where your next meal is coming from or where you are allowed to sleep. You would be absolutely terrified, right? Your heart would race, your palms would sweat, and the slightest sudden noise would make you completely snap. But here's the shocking truth, that terrifying, unpredictable forest is exactly what your toddler's everyday life feels like when you chase a spontaneous and fun Western lifestyle. We love taking our kids to a spontaneous new cafe on Tuesday, changing up their lunch routine on Wednesday, and pushing bedtime back on Friday because we think variety is good for them. But a landmark study from the Journal of Abnormal Child Psychology proved that the environmental chaos directly spikes a child's cortisol, which is the body's primary stress chemical. Think of your toddler's brain like a brand new iPhone running 20 heavy apps in the background. Their prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that plans things, is completely unbuilt. When their daily life is random, their brain has to work at 100% capacity just to guess what is coming next. It drains their mental battery to zero. So when you give them the blue cup instead of the red cup, they aren't crying about the cup. The cup is just a tiny spark that blows up a highly stressed, exhausted engine. Now look at Tokyo. Harvard researchers studying international development noticed something beautiful. A Japanese toddler can stand completely peaceful on a roaring, crowded rush hour train without a single tear. Why? Because the Japanese parents use a secret weapon called the sameness illusion. They don't use sticker charts or iPads. Instead, they protect the child's brain by making every single day look identical. The morning wave is the same. The low table they eat breakfast at is the same. The sequence of bath, book and bed is logged in like an atomic clock. To an adult, this sameness sounds boring, but to a toddler's brain, sameness feels like absolute safety. It shuts off the brain's alarm system. By taking away the stress of the unknown, you are giving the brain a rest. You will watch the daily meltdowns completely vanish within days. I know how terrifying it feels when your child is currently screaming in public. That's why I've created something special. I want you to stop what you're doing and click the link in the description below right now to download my free toddler tantrum cheat sheet. This is the highly practical emergency guide filled with the exact rare phrases and psychological hacks you need to de-escalate a blowout instantly. You need to download it before it's too late because I'll be taking this free link down very soon. Get it right now when it's available. Tip 2. The gear shift shock. Imagine this. You are sitting on your couch, completely immersed in the most intense, gripping movie you have ever seen. You are on the absolute edge of your seat. And suddenly, without warning, someone bursts into the room, yanks you off the couch by your arm, rips the remote out of your hand, and forces you into a cold car to run errands. You would feel an instant surge of absolute rage and panic, wouldn't you? Yet you are likely doing this exact same thing to your child multiple times a day. We stand in the kitchen and yell, "Put the blocks away, it's time for dinner." Or we walk away and grab their hand and say, "Time to leave the park right now." But clinical brain imaging shows that when a child is deeply playing, their mind is producing high density theta waves. This is the state of deep, almost hypnotic learning. When you abruptly force them to change tasks, it causes an actual neurological shock waves through their nervous system. Common parenting advice tells you to give a casual warning like shouting, "5 more minutes" from across the room. But that doesn't work. The child's brain cannot process your distant voice while in a theta state. They don't hear you. So when you finally pull them away, the sudden surprise makes their nervous system break down into aggressive resistance. Japanese parents handle this completely differently through a method I call the soft brake pad. They understand that a toddler's brain cannot shift gears fast. It's like trying to shift a speeding car directly into reverse without hitting the brakes first. You will completely destroy the transmission. So instead of shouting from a distance, a Japanese mother will walk over, drop down directly to the child's physical eye level and place a gentle hand on their shoulders. She matches their energy, then she delivers a specific 3-tier countdown directly into the line of sight. This is a soft, clear 3-part warning. She says something like, "In 5 minutes, we are closing the blocks to eat dinner." And then she comes back in 3 minutes and then she repeat it again. And then she'll come back in 1 minute and then repeat it again. By doing this, you are letting the brain slowly turn off the play state and prepare for the next step. You aren't shocking them anymore. You are helping them glide smoothly into the next room without a single tear. Step 3. The overheated battery. I think you've been deeply lied to by modern toy companies, flashy iPad apps, and even famous children's brands like Cocomelon or Baby Einstein. We've been trained to believe that a quiet child is a bored child. We fill every second of the day with intense stimulation. Toys that flash, educational music in the background, learning apps, play groups, and constant adult talking. But a staggering pediatric study monitored children raised in high stimulation environments and found a terrifying link to structural sensory overload. Think of your toddler's nervous system like a simple kitchen sponge. When they wake up, the sponge is dry. Every song, screen, toy, and conversation pours water into that sponge. By 4 p.m., the sponge is completely saturated. It cannot hold a single drop more. When you add one more tiny bit of stimulation, even just asking them how their day was, the sponge overflows. That overflow is the explosive, uncontrollable tantrum. It is a violent physical cramp of a sensory system that has completely overheated. This is where the absolute core difference of Japanese parenting shines. They practice something sacred called the empty moment. A Japanese mother feels absolutely zero guilt about sitting in a quiet room with her child for 15 minutes doing absolutely nothing. The child might sit on her lap and look out a window. They might lie on the rug and watch the shadow move on the wall. Western parents look at this and think this is a waste of time. But scientifically, those quiet, empty minutes are when the brain digests the day. It squeezes the water out of the sensory sponge, dropping the stress levels back down to a peaceful zero. So in this, you just sit near your child. Do not teach them. Do not ask them questions. Do not read to them. Let the silence do its quiet work. If you allow their nervous system this simple daily rest, you'll watch an incredible transformation. Your toddler will walk away from that silence calmer, happier, and more emotionally secure than they have been in months. But what if the most dangerous threat to your child's intelligence isn't an emotional meltdown? What if a massive mistake you are making during the happiest moments is secretly causing their brain to stall? Why do some children effortlessly pick up multiple languages while others completely stall out, develop speech delays, and become deeply frustrated? There's an exact scientific reason why most parents will fail at teaching a second language. Click on the video appearing on your screen right now to find out the shocking mistakes you're making and how to fix it before your child's language development is permanently damaged. And remember, you've got this and I've got your back.